Hey guys, Diggsy here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I've got a very exciting video for you guys. We're doing rare and collectible PS4 game. This is episode number 12. It's been well overdue, this episode. I'm really excited to bring it to you. It's a special episode. I actually reached out to some of you guys, some of the best and biggest PS4 collectors in the world, and got some special guests in this episode, guys, showing some rare and collectible PS4 games. So I'd like to thank Christian, Nicolo, Tristan, Rasmus, and Will, and joining us to bring this episode of rare and collectible PS4 games. You may know these guys from around the Facebook groups or YouTube. So let's get into it, guys. Here we have Ghostbusters video game remastered, and now this was also released on PS3 under the same name. However, this is the remastered version, and it is the best to play this game. It is actually a really good game. I've played it, especially in Australia, guys. There are no copies on eBay. There are different variants throughout the world, but I couldn't find an Australian copy on. I actually only ever seen this once shops, and that was the copy I bought. I paid retail price for it. I'm still happy with that, which was like $48. It's also a really popular series, being Ghostbusters. So with all those things combined, I expect this to only get harder to find in the future. See this one in the wild, guys. Definitely be picking it up.
Hey guys, I'm Tristan from the Netherlands, and thank you to Fixie for letting me take part in this series again. So let's start it off with an Australian variant of Senran Kahura. I don't know if I butchered that, but this one was banned from Australia for I think it being too sexual in any kind of way, and now it's pretty rare and pretty expensive for Australians to get their preferred variant. So that's number one.
Hi, I'm Chris, and my first game is Bart's Gold. This game has a limited run games release only in the US and a standard release only in Germany. So a very small print run. After the release, it's a very common game in every shop to get for like 30 or 35 euros. But for now, it's a very small print run. It's not many pop up, and it's very hard to find. Very hard to find. And the price, it's going higher and higher at the moment the people realize, oh, it's very rare. So the price is from 30 euros new, now 50 euros for a used one. So we will see what to do in the future, but in my opinion, it's very collectible and in the future, very rare.
Hello, my name is Will Schultz, and welcome to Games I'm Happy to Have in My Collection. Now, what? We're not doing that? I got it. Welcome to Rare and Collectible PS4 Games. I'd like to take a moment to kiss the ring. Shout out to Figsy for inviting me on the program. Now, the first game I'd like to talk to you about this evening is The Witch and the Hundred Knight 2 by NIS America. Now, I was a huge fan of the initial installment on the PS3, so naturally I had to have the sequel. It wasn't until I started shopping for one that I learned that this game is rare and collectible. Now, my initial intent was to play the thing, but my dumbass went out and got a sealed copy. So I did the next best thing. I queued up a YouTube walkthrough, grabbed my controller, and I played Pretend instead. Now, this game's got a couple things going for it. It's an NIS title. They're generally known for small print runs. It's got a beautiful aesthetic. And I hear Figsy doesn't have one yet. The Witch and the Hundred Knight 2.
Hey guys, my name is Rasmus. I'm from Denmark. I've been a PlayStation collector since the PlayStation 1 era. Now I'm mainly focusing on PlayStation 4 games. My first game I think might be rare and collectible in the future is Merto Simulator. It is published by a small German video game publisher called UIG Entertainment. They also publish Pineview Drive, Joe's Diner, and other simulators. I think this might be rare because simulators seems to be very collectible, and it has a small print, so maybe this one could be the new job simulator. Who knows?
Hi, I'm Nicolo, and these are my 3 picks for what I think will be hard to find and collectible in the future. This is the first game. It's a really obscure title from China, so it's not just an Asian exclusive, it's exclusive to mainland China. It's called Jin Rain. It's a Gears of War clone with really cheesy voice acting and bad controls. If you really want to play this, it's also available on the US store, I believe. So why it's hard to find? Well, if you search for it on the internet, it's already really hard to find even a copy for sale. And the real problem is not probably getting this game in China, since it's kind of common and cheap, but finding someone or even a retailer able or willing to send this outside of China. So if you see one of these games for, let's say, 100 euros or even more, probably you should get it, because it's really hard to find, and sometimes and most of the time it's really expensive to get.
Here we have Demon Slayers. This is Hinokami Chronicle. Now this also got a PS5 release. However, unlike the PS5 version, the PS4 version got a very low print run. I know in my city I can find the PS5 copy everywhere, but you cannot find this PS4 version. In fact, on eBay, copies are going over $100, and that is not just in Australia, that's in America as well, so that's region-wide, which is pretty crazy, guys. It's also a JRPG, it's a really popular series. Of all those combinations, I think this PS4 version will be quite hard in the future. It's one of those late release titles that just seem to be a lot harder to find than the comparison system like the PS5.
My next game is Phar Lap Horse Racing Challenge. This game has a PAL release, so it was released in Europe and in Australia. The game is a horse riding game, what the name say, and in my opinion it's very rare in Europe and in Australia. I found a DVD with a movie on it, like horse riding. I don't know it's same like the game or anything behind that, or the game is completely separated from the movie, but it exists, so it's very interesting. And in my opinion, the print run is very small, and I never see it in any pickups from other people, so maybe it's very rare, and we will see what make this price in the future.
Hello, and welcome back. The next game I'd like to discuss this evening is Omori. Now, whether this game is rare or not, I can't say for sure. I just don't have access to those numbers. But I can definitely say, with confidence, this game is already highly collectible. The buzz in the Facebook groups is through the roof on this thing. Everybody posting, "Oh my god, look what I got." Everybody else in the comments, "Oh my god, I gotta get one." People are after this game. For shits and giggles, I went onto eBay and checked out recently solds. Last copy sold for $60. And for a game that's $35 and still on store shelves, that's a pretty good sign. Small publisher, horror title, freaky ass horror title. Do yourself a favor. Omori.
Here we have Attack on Titan, Wings of Freedom. This is the first Attack on Titan game released on PS4, and this one's very hard to find already today, guys. In fact, it took me over 12 months to find a copy of this game, and I ended up paying like $75 for it, which is very expensive. You find copies of this going well over $100 regularly. It's a very popular series. It's a JRPG, and it's only going to get more expensive and harder to find. And same with all the Attack on Titan games, which we have showed previously. Yeah, so of all those factors, guys, this is definitely one that you want to be picking up. If you can find it for retail, you're doing very well. Rarely see copies cheaper than like $70.
Number 2, Malnazidos, from Spain. I think this is actually based off like a TV series or like a movie. And I heard the movie or TV series was actually very bad. And what I've seen, this game is also really bad. And it being only released in Spain, and it was actually released in I think April or May of this year. So it being a relatively late release and Spain only, a bad game, I think it's a recipe for disaster. So keep your eyes out for Malnazidos.
Rasmus from Denmark here. I've been collecting PlayStation 4 games, more hardcore, for about a year now. Before I was just buying to play them. I have about 600 games in my collection, and the second game I want to show you that I think might be rare and collectible in the future is a game called Aer Memories of Old. It's an indie game. It's developed by a small Swedish company, and I will describe it as a beautiful blend of Journey and Legend of Zelda. And we all know these kind of games are very collectible. I couldn't find many copies on eBay, and they're also quite expensive, especially the UK copies.
The second game is called the Nightfall and is yet another really obscure title, this time from Europe, so it's closer, at least for me. And it's an horror game from UIG, the publisher of many of those crappy simulator games. This is also a crappy horror game. But what is strange is that for this game and nearly everything else from UIG is that there are two versions actually. A cheaper, more common German version and a really hard to find and most of the time even expensive piggy version, multi-language one. And what is strange about these releases is that this piggy version, even if it's multi-language, has only been released in just one country. This time, for this game in particular, it has only been released in the UK, and also that is stupidly hard to find. Many people don't even know this version exists. And so if you find a copy for, let's say, even 50 euros or something like this, definitely grab it because it's gonna be more and more expensive and more rare to find.
Here we have Godzilla. Waiting to show you guys this one for a very long time. And wanted to show you guys the Australian version for the fact that I believe this is the rarest version of the game. That, of course, is going to be biased because I'm from Australia. There may be like a French version that's rarer. I just know I've been after this for about 5 years. I've had the chance to buy plenty of American copies and plenty of UK copies and other region variant copies. However, I've never even seen an Australian one for sale. I know of only 2 sales in the last 3 years, which is crazy. All over $300. With that saying, this is a rare and expensive game throughout the entire world. You're not going to find this under $200 anywhere. 200 US, guys. And if you do, you're doing very well. It's a must for all PS4 collectors. It's probably the holy grail retail PS4 game. It has been for a long time. And I certainly see it being in the future. It's extremely rare, just like the PS3 version. It's actually a terrible game. But don't play this. I don't recommend it. I know people go for the Platinum Trophy. Like, that was the worst decision. I'm happy to finally bring this game to the series and show you guys the Australian version. Personally, I believe is the rarest, but biased, my opinion. And let me know, guys, if you're a specific region collector. As God of War or really, really rare in your region, point where you can find other region variants of your own? Let me know in the comments. I'd really like to know. Yeah, here we have Godzilla.
My last game for today is Raiden V. This game has a worldwide release and it's very common in the US, maybe like $30 or $35. And it's rare in Europe, like 50 euros, something like that. So the print run here is very small. The China version is the same, it's not very rare and has the same cover, but the Japan one has a completely different cover and it's very expensive. Maybe only for the people from Europe, maybe for people in Japan, same. In my opinion, a very collectible game, and it will go very rare in the future maybe, because the game is not very bad. So it's a good game, but the print run is small, so we will see what happens in the future with this one.
Oh, hello, and welcome back. The last game I'd like to discuss this evening is The Girl and the Robot, Deluxe Edition by Sedesco. Now this is a Kickstarter title, which means a bunch of people pitched in money to have this piece of shit made. And make no mistake, this game is a piece of shit. It was poorly received upon release, which means a lot were left on store shelves. A lot were probably sent back to the manufacturer. A lot were probably destroyed, because that's how GameStop does things. Also, this is Act 1. So maybe, if the devs can pull their head out their ass and learn from the mistakes from this game, they make a decent title in the future, thus making this one more sought after down the road. Now that's a lot of maybes, probablys, lots of hopes and dreams. But that's the sort of thinking you have to apply when considering whether or not a game is rare and collectible. The Girl and the Robot, Deluxe Edition.
And last but not least, again, another Spanish exclusive. It's Super Hydorah. You might be thinking, well, that's not a Spanish exclusive. I have that one. Well, there's a limited run release of this, but the normal release, the normal physical release, was only, at least in PAL region, in Spain. I don't know why or how to or anything. I just know that it is released in Spain. So Super Hydorah, pretty cool shoot 'em up of what I've seen. I've not played it yet. My copy is sealed and it will stay sealed. So on to the next one.
My third game, which I think might be rare and collectible in the future, is a game called Alkenes Gun. It is published by an American company called Maximum Games, and Maximum Games reminds me a little about Phoenix Games, which were a game that published games from the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 era. They are all awful games and spin-off of other more popular games, and today they are very collectible and very expensive. You see the same with Maximum Games. Alkenes Gun is a very awful game, and it's a spin-off of Hitman. There's also a game like Road Rage, which is a spin-off of an old PlayStation 1 game called Road Rash, which actually was a great game.
And my last pick is yet another European exclusive. This time it's called Intruders Hide and Seek. Is yet another walking sim. This time it's kind of thriller, more than a horror game. You walk in a big house full of robbers as a little kid who needs to free his parents. I think this is gonna be more and more difficult to find and even sought after, because I believe it was only an Amazon exclusive, an Amazon distributed games. I've never seen it in stores. I know for sure that there are at least 3 versions of this: an Italian, a German, and a UK version. I believe maybe even in France, but I'm not sure. And they probably did a really limited print run for each of them, like 1,000 copy. That is the bare minimum you can find. So kind of fun, hard to find also nowadays. So be sure to grab it before it's too late.
Here we have Dragon Star Varnir. That's an Idea Factory game, another JRPG. This one actually creeped onto my radar. I wasn't even aware of it being released. You guys know I'm going for all the JRPGs, so I like to keep track of all the... And someone actually sent me a photo of this one. I do forget the name, so I apologize. And probably 6 months later, I ended up finding one on eBay for a good price. It rarely even shows up. For a long time, I couldn't even find a copy on eBay, guys. That is around the world. It is quite a rare game, and vast American collectors, they say the same thing. So if you see Dragon Star Varnir, definitely be picking it up. One of those JRPGs that in 10-15 years, people just like, I didn't even know that was released. I want a copy. Then they find out how hard it is to get, and it's just going up in price. It does have a reversible cover and a menu too, so looking for it, make sure it does have them. Again, that is Dragon Star Varnir. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you want to check out more of these episodes, I'll leave a link here, so be sure to click the video. Again, thanks to all the boys, Christian, Tristan, got Rasmus, Will. I forget anyone, we got Nicolo, sorry Nicolo, for being in the video. I really appreciate it, guys. Hopefully we get some more videos of these guys in the future. I've ran out of rare and collectible PS4 games to show you guys, and you guys have definitely sent me ideas, so there's so many more. I want to cover them all, so if you have a big collection and you are interested in maybe getting on film, feel free to reach out for me. Maybe I can get you on camera in the future. If you like the video, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Peace.
Like $30 because fuck you, euros, not dollars. Holy shit. To get for like $30 or $35.
Oh, I think I nailed it.
The mic was on mute. Whoop.
Get for like $30.
Hey guys, I forgot to turn the light on.
And in Australia, my next game is Phar Lap, horse riding challenge, horse racing challenge.